Well, we're here at the Tire and Vehicle Test Center testing out the Cooper Zeon rs3s versus the factory tire on a modern American muscle car. My name is Ali Al-Jabori. I'm the lead product evaluator here for Tire and Vehicle Test Center, and I've been really fortunate to be able to come onto this team using my 20 years of experience. Well, what we're showing today on the rs3s versus the factory tire are the performance levels which we test here at the Tire and Vehicle Test Center. We're a 1,000-acre proving grounds that test for all sorts of vehicle dynamics and traction and handling traits. So this was a really great time to be able to test all the features of these tires. It's really important for people when they're selecting their replacement tires to pick the right product, to not just get the best value out of what they're buying, but to get the best performance also. So we go through all these rigorous test methods to figure out how we can make our products excel their demands and their expectations in all sorts of manners in steering response, traction, handling, to really give you that on-street or on-track performance. On this modern muscle car, it's actually the OEM fitments that we're running today. We're actually using some aftermarket wheels here so we can swap tires really quickly in between tests. But the tire size we're running is the factory size. It's a 245/40/20 in the front and a 275/40/20 in the rear. So it's the factory 20-inch fitment that we're putting through its paces to really see how it would perform in its OE configuration. What we saw on the skid pad was really interesting, and you of course get a tremendous amount more feedback through the steering wheel. So you really know which way the tires are pointed while you're cornering and get that sensation of how much grip you're using up and how much sliding traction you still have available if you exceed those limits, and it recovers really, really quickly. So we saw some really great numbers on the skid pad where the rs3s was able to pull 1.1 sustained G, and the factory tires only were able to do 0.94, which is really good for a factory tire, but to be able to get your vehicle to the next level by just replacing your factory tires is really amazing. You'd really get an amazing benefit by switching over to the Zeon rs3s throughout the whole spectrum of driving dynamics. When you're changing your factory tires over to something like the rs3s that we tested here today, you're really going to get an increased level of precision, which is what these modern American muscle cars are meant to feel like. When we tune these products, what we're after is a sensation of precision, an increased responsiveness, increased traction. So it gives you a more rounded package of the whole system of the car, acting more stable, reacting quicker to steering inputs, and really giving you that controllable seat of the pants feel when you really want to stretch the legs of these vehicles like they're meant to be. If you notice, the rs3s is an asymmetrical design. That was quite intentional when we designed the tire to give you that increased shoulder loading capability when you're cornering. So you'll notice those enlarged shoulders on the tires, so that'll give you additional grip and additional response and feedback through the steering wheel. So it's a very intelligent design to be able to disperse water very, very effectively to resist hydroplaning with those large circumferential grooves that you'll see in the tires to give you that increased level of traction, wet or dry. So what we're seeing is because of the rs3s's advanced compound that's silica-based and very advanced for its product type, is obviously producing lower lap times that are shorter in time because we're able to get around the track so much quicker. All the data acquisition equipment is showing higher lateral G loading in both wet and dry. So it's been very impressive in both surfaces. So the difference in highway sort of normal driving between the factory tire and the rs3s is really one of the most remarkable things about it. A considerable amount of time is spent tuning that tire to make it react much, much quicker on the highway to really give you that precision and jet fighter-like response that everybody's seeking in modern muscle car. So whether you're a track day enthusiast or a Sunday cruiser, the rs3s is definitely going to meet your performance needs.